Hello, everybody. We are back. It's finally time for our second series of the night. Bring Me the Lamp versus H1 for another Week 1 matchup, this time in the Circlet division. And for this series, I'm joined by MVP of Game 2 of our prior series, Aisha. How you doing tonight? How you feeling coming off that 2-0 series win?
Doing good. We really had fun with that series, so we're pretty stoked to win it. Got it played somewhat well. So it's a nice game to wake up to. You know, you wake up at 10 a.m. You're like, I'm gonna play some Dota, play a WLDL official, and yeah, just vibe with your team. It's so good.
Yeah.
Good vibes. Shout out
Always
to
a good
Benji.
time.
Unbreakable mental. You got this.
Yeah, there's some good stuff from Benji. Also got to see the sick Wyvern flex pick.
Yeah. We've been working with that a while. I think you've been watching that one cook for a
Yep.
couple weeks.
But that series is over. We're into this series. We got H1, who've been around the league for a bit. Also, our friends from the Herald Guardian Crusader League. They're up against a team of newcomers to WLDL. Bring Me the Lamp. So this is going to be fun to see what this new team's bringing to the table.
Yeah, it's always nice to see, like, I guess fresh blood isn't the right word, but it's nice to see new faces in the community because I feel like a lot of people here, like, especially when I joined, it felt like everybody already knew each other, right? Like, you'll see a lot of inside jokes and stuff, and it's got kind of weird to break into a community like this one. It seems like pretty tight knit, but it's always nice to see new faces. Obviously, like, I guess I'm kind of like a familiar face now, right?
Yeah,
Weird.
for sure.
Weird
Yeah,
to
I
think
feel
about.
like I've gotten to that point too, and I feel like it was very recent that I was like very much the new guys that kind of, I don't know, I feel like our stack kind of came out of nowhere. Like Archangel was around the group a bit, and then he brought in our whole team.
Yeah, golly, it's so long ago.
Yeah, a
It's
couple
like
years now.
what, mid-COVID or something? Like, yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah,
It's our third year now. Holy shit!
yeah.
Had to play against you guys twice. May or may not have gotten eliminated by you guys twice. But anyway, it's
Oopsies.
besides the point. Is we're gonna see a Rubik ban out as well. I
Yeah,
was having a
Hoodwink
look at
Rubik.
Bring Me the Lamp's Dota buffs, and one of their players is a pretty avid Rubik spammer. So
Okay, H1's
I'm
doing
not
their
gonna see that
research.
come to play. Unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely nice to see them doing their homework because having a lot of preparation makes it like drafting so easy.
Yeah, we're getting
So
perhaps full 7 of this phase support bans, which is very strange coming off of a Savory Characters cast,
holy
where
moly,
one team's all 7 bans were put towards the mid laner. Oh, we get a Doom ban. Okay, so we get one core. There's a
Okay,
little
so
there's like the Spirit Breakers kind of flex between like support and position 3. Some teams will even throw a Spirit Breaker mid. But yeah, the Nature's Prophet Spirit Breaker are like very standard bans that you're seeing at the pro level. Like, get these global support heroes out of my game. Um, Lion's been massive. And it's gonna be the Vengeful Spirit. That's what H1 go to start things off. Vengeful Spirit I feel like is always a solid support. There have been times when she hasn't been great, but she's been in a pretty good spot ever since they first it was the damage reduction on her ult, and now it's the barrier. Feels really good, makes it a way better save utility, and a nice way to start off your draft, I think.
and it like I feel like it just does so well against a lot of the common cores that you see. Stuff like Faceless Void gets really hard countered. Slark, Meeper. They don't like
Mm-hmm.
playing against his Vengeful Spirit here. Like it just feels very awkward.
For sure,
And
for sure.
she was a lot stronger last patch as well when you could just build Crest and kind of stack these big shields on each other. Obviously that's like slightly nerfed now, but I mean
Yeah,
as a
but now you
support,
just
not
build
really worried about
new
cresting
Solar
yourself, right?
Crest, like
Yep,
still really
feels
good.
good.
On the other side, Bring Me the Lamp goes for I feel like one of those WLDL mainstays, the Jakiro first pick support, locking things in. Will go either position 5, position 4, gives you that nice long range stun, and I feel like Jakiro You don't see it as much at higher level, but still kind of fits that play style that we're seeing out of a lot of position fours right now, where like you're a good hero to go scoop up the leftover farm on the map. We're seeing a lot more gold going to that position four with the map being bigger. And especially if you're a hero that can pick up that like unsafe lane farm by just spamming out, in this case, like fire breath, dual breath, and then liquid flame. You just throw those on the wave, never even really show. Like, you're just picking up that extra farm that your cores aren't getting, and that turns into a ton of value for your team later.
Yeah, and one of the nice things about that is a lot of the way that Hadron is going to play this game is just bowling up around the Vengeful Spirit. You bowl at a tower, someone gets swapped out of position, but if you just have a Jakiro sitting in front of your towers, bossing every wave, it's going to feel pretty awkward to commit a lot of cooldowns onto the Jakiro like that. And they're going to follow that up with the Abaddon as well. So another hero that you're not really very happy going on. Abaddon has a lot of flex potential on carry, off lane, or position 5. So they have room to kind of put this hero where they want to. And there's another hero that scales well with gold, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Abaddon pick a lot. I'm surprised that the fact that it made it through the bans and didn't get picked up first phase, surprising, because Abaddon's in a crazy strong position right now. Really good core, and also very solid out of the support role. So really nice at the start of the draft. I like that they grab it on second pick. H1, they answer with a Centaur Warrunner, who's been back in the meta as an offlaner. Probably going to be a lane duo with the Vengeful Spirit. There was a time where the Centaur Warrunner Vengeful Spirit lane was so good because Vengeful Spirit's aura gave you primary stat, and so the Centaur got bonus strength off of it. It was insane. But it's still a very solid dual lane. You've got stuns on both your heroes, locking them down, good harass with the Wave of Terror, and the double edge. Like, this is not an easy lane to play into.
Yep, also going to be a Shiva's buyer later, so you're going to have a good amount of vision for the game. Obviously, that's really well. You're going to be able to kite these two heroes around a lot with the Stampede. So I'm pretty satisfied with this pick. I am curious if you have any thoughts on whether this Abaddon can play carry against a Centaur on the lane. Because Abaddon's normally a hero where you kind of think that it out-sustains a lot of heroes, right?
Yeah, but as a carry, you just want to max curse and click on a guy. And Centaur Warrunner is like, yes, please click on me. So I think that lane can get a little awkward. So maybe this pushes the Abaddon out towards the support role. Maybe the Warlock next for H1. So that, yeah, so I think that locks in the Venge will be 4 and the Warlock 5. Suggests that they're looking for a melee carry in their safe lane as well. A little interesting into the Abaddon, because you have that built-in Dispel already, which helps you with some of what Warlock does. But I guess if you're expecting the Abaddon to be a position 5, then you don't have the problem of the Dispel being there in lane. So it's only a problem later game. And I forget, can you dispel Fatal Bonds, or is it just the...
You can dispel Fatal Bonds, yeah. Okay. It's like basic dispellable. So you can Mantra it off as well and stuff. It's fine. The thing I'm worried about for H1 right now is, outside of Stampede, like, if this Abaddon gets items, it's pretty hard for the supports to play the game because of Harpoon. Yeah. I'm wondering if that's going to come into play a little bit this game, because it feels like a lot of the way they're going to play the team fights and play the map is just so centered around the Stampede being on cooldown. And Abaddon, not really a hero with very high cooldowns, neither is Jakiro. You obviously have dual breath as your main spell. You're not really looking at Macropyre. Bane, another hero that can just help you set up really easily. Has a Fiend's Grip as well to keep heroes in place. So I'm liking this from Bring Me the Lamp.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bane's probably one of those few supports that can do pretty well against the Vengeful in lane. Like, Vengefule's just such a strong hero. But yeah, Bane definitely feels like suits for that. And PL as well.
Go right into the PL. I don't love the PL into the Centaur Warrunner. The return damage can be a bit of a problem for the PL to deal with. I think it's an interesting matchup. I think PL likes the lane. I think that lane goes fine. It's not an amazing lane even then. And you're paired with looking at the... So, yeah, now that we see the Bane, I guess the Baden's the offlaner. I think that's kind of locked in, seeing Bane
Yeah.
PL. So yeah, Bane PL into Centaur Vengeful Spirit. I think I like the Centaur Vengeful Spirit lane a little better, but I don't think PL is going to come away from that lane feeling too bad. Into the
I think the
later
main
game,
problem with PL is you're generally looking. It's kind of like Lystra, right? You want to hit level 6 and then bully your laner out with Juxtapose, because there's not many offlaners that can tank through just being hit with a bunch of illusions at once. But Centaur is definitely one of them, right? You're gonna, unless he just doesn't skill retaliate, which is pretty common. But even then, it's like Centaur will just build Vanguard and kind of tank through the Illus. So I don't know if that's gonna work out too well for them. Their tower might drop pretty early. You can see H1 lock into Ember Spirit as well. I'm not very convinced by this, but I'm curious what your thoughts are before I share mine.
I don't hate it. I feel like Ember Spirit's in a really good spot right now, but again, you're doing it into the bad, and obviously you still need to pick a good amount of disable even when you see that strong dispel from the Aphotic Shield. But like that is going to hinder Ember Spirit's ability to go in, and picking into the Bane is scary because out of this position 5 role, you're going to have an answer that if the Ember Spirit is caught alone or off guard, like who cares how mobile you are getting Fiend Script. Like none of your abilities do anything anymore because you're in Fiend's grip.
Yeah, it's definitely a big concern. And the other thing I was also thinking is, with like Mage Slayer Shivas being such a prevalent build for Ember, right? Like it doesn't strike me as one of the best Mage Slayer games. Obviously, it's pretty good against the Cure, but there's kind of two right clickers that are just staring you down, right? And Ember doesn't really out harass a PL Ags timing or like an Abaddon Manta style timing. So I probably would have preferred seeing something with higher range, especially because we saw Jammin do a lot of work on those kind of heroes last season. But it's not the worst of Ember Spirit games. There's a lot of cash. Obviously, you're gonna have 3 or 4 chains targets this game, and Abaddon can only save 1, right? So it's not the easiest. You can see them banning out Viper and Lina to protect the lane as Naga Siren's the lock. That's spicy. I like this.
Yeah, okay, so we've got full on illusion battle. It's interesting because I liked Bring Me the Lamp's last phase bans here. The Slark Inspector just tells me like, yeah, we do not want a position 1 that's going to try to go under this PL and come online a lot faster than a PL can. And H1 just goes, no, we're also going to go late game. We're going illusions. We're going to build this massive hero that you can't deal with. And Naga Siren in the illusion battle, like, surely Riptide wins the... I mean, these heroes are never really going to be going head-to-head the way that you might sometimes have with, like, a non-illusion one-on-one matchup. But if that ever comes to pass, like, the Naga Siren wins that, right?
Yeah, and she obviously gets such a big gold advantage that BL can't ever commit his real hero just because of how squishy it is. The other thing this game is that we kind of talked about how the Ember Spirit had a rough game against the Bane, right? If he sets out of position, he's dead. That is going to impact his ability to get vision for the Centaur in the team fights. Like Centaur and Venge need a lot of vision this game. And Naga Siren is going to fix that whole problem just by sending a bunch of illusions everywhere around the map.
Yep.
Like the map play for Bring Me the Lamp is going to be very, very hard because they just don't have sufficient illusion clear in this game. I'm very excited for this.
Bring Me the Lamp, they close things out with an OD. How are you feeling about that mid matchup, the OD into the Ember Spirit?
Okay, I'm not personally a fan of OD, but take it from some really good Ember Spirit players that I know that, like, apparently OD sucks for them. So I'm just gonna take them for their word. I'm not exactly sure how it fits into their draft. I'm still thinking about it. Get back to you. But before we do that, hat drafts, WLDL Classic. Gotta talk about it.
Yep. We got the Vanilla Bane as the last lock-in. It was a pretty strong start. I mean, the left side of Bring Me the Lamp is doing a lot of work.
This
I'm not.
Abaddon set is so cool.
Yeah, I love the like wyvern-esque like dragon mount for the Abaddon. Um, but Tippy's Warlock is really decked out. Goblin Fiend's got the big Naga Siren. We got the Rapier on Zaddy. It's a good Centaur set. It's a good Venge set. I like. I'm a big fan of the Fishing Pole PL. I gotta say, like, it's a very understated set, but I'm a fan of it. Um, the OD's not doing a lot for me, so I think H1 wins out on the hat draft here.
Yeah, I think they have 4 people with a lot of bling, and then Levita's kind of just there in the corner, like, I'm very small, look at the Centaur instead. It just looks so funny. Like, Venge is like half the height of the Centaur in that job.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
As for, like, actual game, whose draft do you like better here?
I think the AD could be a little bit of like a wild card, but if this game goes like how each one is planning, I think they should have a significant edge. Sorry, monitor issue from Bring Me the Lamp. Unlucky. But that gives you time to talk about this AD pick. I'm still not entirely convinced with AD. Obviously, it does very well in the lane against Ember, but I feel like at some point Ember's just gonna want to roam around the map, right?
Yeah.
There's something to be said about maybe you can use the Sanities to clear a fresh wave of illusions from Naga. But something still strikes me off about that. And Naga Siren's a good butterfly builder, which Udi hates, because this hero hates getting MKB and is not much of a bot lane enjoyer. So it's going to be a little bit hard to right-click the Naga Siren down later on in the game, but I guess that's just like, they're going to leave that to the PL, right?
Yeah. I think you also... I don't know, against an Ember Spirit, the OD probably doesn't mind going an Orchid early and can eventually build that into a Bloodthorn, right?
Yeah, probably. They do have some limited catch. Like, obviously, Bane needs to, like, has a big responsibility to free and script the Ember in a lot of these early fights, but there's a Venge swap, there's Warlock ult to save, there's Centaur to cover, so it's not the easiest job for Bane to handle early on. It's nice to have some extra lockdown. And even then, if they don't get the Fiend's Grip, they can always just banish somebody and keep them out of the fight for a while, right? Like, that's always a game plan.
For sure.
I just remember seeing, like, last year when there was a bunch of Medusa picks, like, the amount of people that just played ED and perma banished her, it was good fun. Lamau might be, did they unpause when they were ready?
I think... Yeah, they said G did not verify.
And then unpause. That's...
They're new. We're good.
Rookie era. We still do that. It's fine.
Yeah. What is not rookie is Bring Me the Lamp smoking up out of their fountain. This is something as a support player I have been wanting to get into my head that I need to do at the start of a game, is just buy a smoke and get us out onto the map faster. Because I watch like higher tier play, and every single game, both sides smoke instantly. They go. H1 they do bring a smoke with them, but we're getting the full map reversal, which is one of the funniest things I think happens when you get these early game smokes. Is just both sides fully invade the opposite side of the map and find nothing.
Yep, they're just gonna be happy to split 2-2, I think. We're gonna see a ward come out from Zaddy as well. Doesn't quite cover the lane. I mean, kind of does. Yeah. Not exactly sure. I feel like if I see that ward, I'm a little sad about how it doesn't cover the right half of the map, but it's fine. Like, right half of the lane.
Yeah.
And I do want to comment a little bit on Jamin, who I believe role swapped to 3 this season.
Oh, interesting.
Some of the teammates are obviously fresher faces. I haven't seen Zaddy before. I also haven't seen Tippy either, but that might just be me being a little inexperienced.
Tippy sounds familiar to me. Goblin Fiend, I don't remember. But also people change Steam names, so these could very well be people that have been around the league longer than us, and
very sure.
Just swapped. Yeah, so it's going to be Goblin Fiend on the Naga, Tippy on the Warlock down in the safe lane. Laning against... It's going to take me a little bit to get used to some of these Bring Me the Lamp names. We've got Cygnus, that one's not too bad, on the Abaddon, and then Taz Fekum on the Jakiro. If you guys watch this game back, please feel free to correct me, or if there's any big Bring Me the Lamp fans in the chat, yell at me.
Please tell us how to pronounce your names, especially Bane.
Yeah.
I do not know how to pronounce your name. I'm very sorry. I will
Actually,
simply call you Bane
in the
for
lobby
the
for a while. I should have asked them for pronunciations.
We should have. Oh, I'm stupid. That would have been a good point.
Mid lane, we've got Zaddy on the Ember Spirit for H1 against Shaza on the Outworld Destroyer for Bring Me the Lamp in the mid lane. And then top side, we have MH Logia on the Bane, very low in health. We actually get a rotation from Taz Fekum to help things out up here. Those two are supporting 28 on the Phantom Lancer for Bring Me the Lamp, who gets stunned up by Levito on the Vengeful Spirit. And we got Jamin on the Centaur Warrunner for H1 in the off lane.
A nice little TP forced out from the Jakiro, but has the gates. Just gonna walk back bottom, and Cygnus already has the lane perfectly set up for him. Nice wave management at the early levels. Gonna be perfectly fine, no 1v2. Meanwhile, TP's just gonna do a single pull. Nothing too major happening right now. We expect these lanes to be pretty slow, I feel. There's not too much action you're expecting. Maybe unless the Bane gets caught out, but
yeah,
lanes should be pretty slow.
Yeah, I feel like there's heroes there's heroes that can die quickly if they get caught, but there's not the most actual catch. Like, the Jakiro's not going to pick up Ice Path for a while. The Warlock is going to put out a lot of harass, but doesn't have a way to lock anybody down.
There's probably a world where Warlock gets run down by the Dual Breath and Curse, but I mean, you have to get the Abaddon to actually hit the Warlock first, which is kind of hard. So
yeah, the
Abaddon's probably like top lane.
Oh,
talked about there maybe not being enough catch. Unfortunately, Centaur did not have the mana to follow that stun up. As Levito,
yeah, Levito actually getting caught out now. That's going to be our first blood. It goes the way of MH Logia on the Bane.
Good start. And it's probably just, it's just nice to have net worth on the Bane, especially because he lost so much regen in the early waves. Probably not too upset about that if you're Revenge though. Like, it's a nothing kill. It's one of those things.
Yeah, you're happy seeing that it goes to the support and not the PL.
Yeah. So actually, I'm very surprised by this mid lane. Like, dead even lost it. All things considered, pretty impressive.
Yeah, 16-6 to 16 or to 15-6.
I should not be looking at people lost it because I think this is just like a common curse I have. I look at somebody and they miss like 3 or 4 creeps in a wave. It's super cursed. It's not gonna happen. But I was actually talking with some of my teammates in another league that I play in, but a lot of ODs kind of thinking about maxing Arcane Orb first and not Astral. Do you think that would have been pretty good this game?
Yeah, I think as mobile as Ember Spirit is, it doesn't have a lot of mobility that like dodges an attack. Like, you can dodge one Arcane Orb with a Slight, and then you're just getting hit until Slight's off cooldown again.
Or you could do what Shaz is doing, just be as uninteractive as possible and get free denies with every Astral you cast.
Yeah.
Nicely done. It's like classic OD. Speaking of OD though, getting changed off, maybe getting run down a little bit, but ultimately going to be fine.
Yep.
The high levels in
Astral's there.
Gonna let him walk away.
Yeah, I feel like the levels in Astral to reduce the cooldown is looking down bot. Goblin Fiend super low, but it's actually Cygnus getting run down, taking a couple of tower shots. Now Taz Fekum throws the dual breath out at Tippy, and so it's just everybody's low but alive. They're all just
it's exactly as you said, right? Like, they're gonna throw a lot of harass, but it's kind of hard to really close out these kills on these heroes. So yeah, it's gonna be chilling for now. As do want to point out though, Shaza is completely out of regen.
Yeah.
The Flame
Has a
Guard
good
under
amount of
tower,
wand
able to run him
charges.
down. This is probably not good.
Yeah, just gonna keep throwing down the astrals. Does get the
Oh,
siege
Levita
creep.
makes the
That one
rotation
feels
inwards.
good.
They can't find the OD there. Nice jukes. They have the level 3 Flame Guard. No mana
Oh, the
on the Ember
Series
Spirit.
Eclipse doesn't do too much, but Shaza's able to live now, and it's actually MH Lagia with the rotation in because of the kill, and the Astral, the damage there, finishes off Zaddy. So it's 2 for nothing. Nice counter rotation from this Bane.
The outplayer from Shaza able to fog the Vengeful Spirit under the tower. Gonna walk away with a double kill. And I mean, I pointed out that there was no region, but not able to finish off the kill. The Ember Spirits ran out of mana for the flame, for the Searing Chains, so not able to click him down the way he wanted. I do want to point out his skill bit as well. 1-1-3, no extra points in a sight of Fist, which is probably like what you would consider typical, right? Like you want to max that spell first so you can perk a lot, especially if you're going like a melee oriented build. But he's opted to go for Flame Guard instead, just so the Astral doesn't fully one-shot his Flame Guard and he can bully the OD out of lane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, interesting to see if this approach holds up at the later the lane goes. I feel like at some point, Shadow's just gonna max the Arcanom and just like click him, right? Could be pretty rough. As MH Lager gonna steal the Wisdom Rune. Nicely done.
Oh, yeah.
I think Levita was completely blindsided by that, so he's gonna walk away completely scot-free. Feels good.
Yeah.
It always feels so horrible to lose the Wisdom Runes.
Oh, it's devastating. When you realize, especially like in like 30 seconds, if Levito takes the walk over there and sees that rune missing, it's like, now I was out of lane for like 40 seconds. I just missed all of that XP and I'm not getting this rune. It hurts so much.
Yeah, only level 3 right now, so there's gonna be a lot of catching up to do before they get another swap.
Yeah. And they don't get punished for it either. 28 able to just chill, farm as much as they need. Well, MH Logia was out of the lane.
Yeah, and it's exactly as you said, right? Like, as much as the PL like doesn't win the lane, it's not necessarily going to get bullied out too hard. Especially because the Centaur did end up opting for the Retaliate build, so 1-1-3, no big nuke to spam the PL out of lane when you see him.
Yeah, the illusions can't do anything to push Shimeen out of lane, and that's why you see the Centaur up at the top of the last hits. But 28, not far behind him, not getting pushed out of this lane either. Does get stunned up now, and it's going to fall down below half, and they're going to stampede for this. Chasing under the tower, going to get the rotation in from Bane and the Jakiro, so both supports. Nice response here, and it's going to force Levito and Shimeen out of the tower. Now they get the sleep up on Levito, but Tippy's rotated over to the lane as well. The Ice Path, nice to follow up. Levito's going to go down, but 28 is going to be finished off by the double edge. Now Tazficum has to run from Jamin, who has another double edge ready to go, even just at level 1. It's not a long cooldown, only 4 seconds. Shaza is getting a solo kill over on Zaddy in the mid lane in the meantime. Tazficum is eventually going to go down under the tower. MH Lagia continuing to throw out the brain saps, and it looks like Jamin finally going to go down as Cygnus arrives. So, quite the exchange there at the end of the day. Who comes out on top of that?
I think a small net worthy for Radiant, but hold that thought, Cygnus. Getting Soul's Castle on him feels pretty bad. At the end of the day, I feel like it's pretty even, right? You force a lot of rotations out of Dire, but at the same time, like, it's not like you're losing too much either. I don't know. It's probably pretty even. I think the big moneymaker though was Shazza getting that solo kill on Zaddy. As I was going to comment a little bit before about how he lost the Arcane Rune because they had 4 observers in stash and he didn't have one for his rune. But then already getting that kill with the Sanities on top is kind of putting a damper on his play as mid lane, another Astral. Don't know if they have to follow up for this, but I mean, yeah, Zaddy just loses half his HP to Astral and the Arcane Orb.
Yeah, these Arcane Orbs are
200 HP.
devastating.
Starting to become a little unsustainable.
This is still only a level 2 Arcane Orb.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh, Tippy just nabs the shield rune. That shield rune means he's not going to die for that either, and now they initiate with Zaddy. Looks like they're not going to chase forward, though.
Unlucky. Cygnus gets his BT pop bottom by the illusions.
Yeah. Gonna
That's
be
gonna feel rough.
the harass coming out from Goblin Fiend. Gonna be going to deal with Shaza in the area, wants to see if they can make something happen. They do have that safety bubble on the Naga, so it's gonna be a little more tricky to find a kill here, but sitting on not a lot of mana, does step back up to Cigna. Shaza's gonna chase in, and they have the Fiend's Grip as well coming in from below. That's gonna be a kill on Goblin Fiend, and the Astral's gonna set up potentially another. Zaddy in the area, but just forces to try to back away. Tippy's gonna go down in quick order as Bring Me the Lamp
There's
go up
3 remnants, but he's got to use them.
Gonna get banished again, and Cygnus waiting there, and they have the Ice Path. It's a beautiful combo we did not talk about in the draft, but the Astral into the Ice Path, there's nothing you can do. You come out of the Astral and you're already stunned.
Yeah, it's like until you get the BKB, that's gonna be very, very punishing. And even the Bane can set up for Ice Path with a Nightmare, so there's a lot of work for Zakura that, you know, normally when you're like raw doing an Ice Path, it feels pretty bad. Like a lot of them can miss, but when you have teammates that are able to set up for you and provide a lot of damage, it feels nice playing this hero. Yeah, they've drafted around it quite well. So successful rotation, they're gonna TP OD back to mid, make sure there's no funny pressure happening on this mid
Goblin
tower.
Fiend sending the illusions down mid off of the respawn. Looking for a safer place to farm as that bot tier 1 tower going down.
But this is where the map play for Bring Me the Lamp gets hard, because if Goblin Fiend starts farming around the where the Dire tier 2 is, it's really, really hard to punish her, and she's gonna have a lot of vision on an aggressive part of the map. It could make their game pretty rough if they can't close out the other half of the map. So Shadow gonna pick up the DD. It doesn't look like they're gonna do anything on it. Their Fiend Script for a little bit. They're gonna expect to see the game slow down a little bit. As Shadow's gonna try to find the Naga, can't quite.
Coming out on that OD courier, that is gonna be the Witchblade. So going pretty standard OD build, get that extra burst of magic damage every few attacks. Yeah, sitting on that damage amp rune, they're gonna smoke up. The damage amp rune does expire, but they've got the Witchblade timing, and that's what they want to play around. They're gonna run right past the Naga, and they may actually run into Zaddy. It's gonna be Tippy that they break first on, but Zaddy's there too and sitting at half health. And get Astraled right into the Ice Path once again. They drop the Macropyre. It's going to be a quick kill onto Zaddy. They drop their Golem onto 3, but they don't really seem to mind. They run right through the soup and bring down Tippy, and Shaman's going to run in, trying to get some counter onto Shaza, but just going to get Astraled away as well. They don't want to deal with the Centaur. They're going to back away. The Golem's hitting as well, but the Brain Sap's actually going to finish it off. Now they Nightmare to set up another one. Jakiro's fallen, so they don't have an Ice Path to follow it up. Shaman gets a nice stun into the swap. Levito able to save the Centaur for now. But is the Vengeful Spirit going to go down in trade? It looks like they will.
Not successful smite rotation. I feel like there was probably a world where defense saw that on mid lane, but not recognizing the smoke play happening, and there's going to be a couple of heroes caught out. It's really unfortunate that Zaddy just hasn't been able to use these remnants to get himself to safety. To banish into Ice Path, what can you do?
Yeah, it's a really brutal combo, and it's a really good answer to the Ember Spirit. It's just between...
Yeah, for so much of this early game.
Yeah, it slows the tempo down so much. It means that I feel like between these two heroes, OD and Ember Spirit, like, as much as, you know, whatever happens in the lane, these two heroes are ones that are really going to have their impact on the game at this stage. Right after the laning phase ends, who's the one finding the kills for their team, making the rotations, making things happen around the map, and so far it's been Shaza on this Outworld Destroyer.
Jamin's gonna try to pick up the pace a little bit, has the Blink Dagger available. Wasn't quite able to put it to good use in that bottom fight, but they're gonna find the PL now.
Yeah, we have a 3-man smoke, and they know very well where 28 is farming. They actually walk past him, and he's able to dodge out the stomp, but they have the swap on him to set up into the stun, get the Stampede, run over him, have the double edges as well. But Shaza's there with the save, Now they're just forced to retreat as this Outworld Destroyer showing up again. A beautiful rotation. They stun him up from Levito with the magic missile. They still want to chase forward on this, on Bring Me the Lamp. Tippy going to try to go through the Twin Gate,
get out, but
just going to get astraled up by Shaza. No chance to escape. At the end of the day, you only pay for your sins in the form of your position 5, so it doesn't feel too bad, but you really wanted to find that PL kill.
Yeah, and I feel like the more pressing issue is that Zaddy's just pressured to rotate up top, and he's not exactly ready to fight. Still 3 components away from the Mage Slayer.
Yeah, it's a ways out. This Ember is actually not that far ahead of the Bane. That is a rough spot to be in at this stage in the game.
It's the rough part as well, because if you're trying to smirk, you need to have your main laner with you. There's not enough damage, it's just the 3 heroes, especially because you only have 3 points in the Hero Stomp and none in the double edge, so I mean, without that damage, that's not going to close out that PL kill in time before all the rotations come in. And he's already 1 component away from the Axe, 200 gold. And then suddenly this Death Ball that BMTL is starting to build up is going to kick in at full force. Cygnus going to eventually build the Radiance, but I mean, right now with the Echo Saber, we're more than happy to join in these engagements.
For sure.
Because MH is staring down Jammin right now. Don't know if they know it's warded, but he's looking for a Fiend's Grip angle if he can find it. Looks like Lupita sniffed it out.
Yeah, but even knowing that they're up here, they're going to continue this push on towards the tower. They've got the Curse of Avernus, which really ups the rate at which you can take down these towers. You're going to save Cygnus for now, and be forced to back up.
Goblin Fiend's in.
Oh yeah, Goblin Fiend comes in on the backline if they can find Shaza with a swap out. Oh, the save from the sleep. Shaza's gonna live for now gets into an astral. Tippy's dying to the Macropyre. Can Shaza escape? Has the blink away. No chance. Jammin gets in, but they have the Aphotic Shield. This is insane. They set up the Ice Path on Jammin to make sure there's no chance to escape. Are they gonna find anybody here? Goblin Fiend trying to chase forward on MH Logia. Now Cygnus is maybe looking to get back in. They're trying to run down this Bane. Can they at least pick up 1 kill here? Jakiro getting run down as well. Levito has the stuns. They do bring down the Bane. Ice Path is there to block off the path to save Tosficum for now, but Goblin Fiend is in. They have their Manta, and this is their timing on the Naga that allows them to finally take a good fight for H1. It's going to be both supports found. It feels like they could have found more, but they have to be pretty happy at least getting those 2 heroes.
Amazing play from the supports and the Baron there, just managing to get their early out of such a precarious position.
That
Nightmare save was good, and I think I think H1 thought he would die because his health bar disappeared, but actually just got saved, astraled himself, blinked straight autos, and I think that blink just came on the hero.
Yeah, that was because they went Witchblade first, so yeah, the blink had just arrived. That's cool. That was a good one.
Very, very fortuitous, but it's still good for H1 though. Like they managed to force them up to tier 2. They didn't quite snap out the vision, but they get 2 support kills, so it's not like they're incredibly unhappy about it. But 28 on the other side, just gonna grab the tier 2 casually.
Yeah. Levito's actually in the area. Is gonna look to set up with the stun. They have the real 28. Oh, just dodges the stomp. Are you kidding? Swap back though into 28. They have the Veil of Discord on them, but the rest of the team, both teams are here. They get the Astral onto Jamin. So the Centaur is going to be held at bay for now. Bring Me the Lamp, deciding if they want to fully back away. They're going to turn in Fiend's Grip onto the Ember Spirit. Cygnus is going to set up with the Curse, and just immediately deleted. Jamin caught out as well, and Bring Me the Lamp. Once again, they perfectly time when they choose to back away, when they choose to re-engage, and pick up a quick couple core kills off of what looked like a great start to that engagement from H1.
PL was low, but managed to get out that Hero Stomp really screwed up their gank opportunity, and they chased a little bit too far, and it's exactly as you said, the Bane just causing a lot of issues for this Ember Spirit. It's completely caught out by the vision on the high ground, and it's a free kill for 2 cores. It's another 1,500 gold swing for Bring Me the Lamp. They're going to be feeling pretty happy about that one.
For sure. And that was right off the back of getting that tier 2. Like, that was what they tried to initiate off of, was 28 pushing so far out. And so it means that their map pressure is...
Oh, look at this. Bring Me the Lamp as well. Fully set up for the Roshan. No hesitation.
Yep. Ready for it right as it comes back to the Radiant side. And OD Abaddon this Roche is going to be gone so much faster than you'd expect at 20 minutes.
Yeah, I remember a time when Erdi used to not be able to hit Roshan with Arcano, but now that patch no longer exists, it's dying so fast.
Yep.
They're gonna bring the PL in as well. I'll probably just want to give him the Aegis, right? Because he has the Axe ready.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be perfectly happy to fight. Has the defusal and a salve on his career as well.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, this is still pretty early in the game for a PL to be fighting. This hero isn't tanky yet. You can actually see him getting brought pretty low, but they do end up giving the Aegis over to the OD.
Okay. Yeah, not unhappy about that. Like, as much as the PL is, the quote-unquote position 1, at this stage of the game, he's not really looking to hit towers or position himself in front. He's just going to be spamming Spirit Lance from the back lines until there's, somebody caught out of position from, say, the Bane as Levito.
Top, yeah, Levito in trouble.
Caught out,
yeah.
Not able to escape. But yeah, 28 doesn't really need the Aegis to kind of play the fights how he wants to. So they're happy to give it to Erdi. He needs to put himself in front to right-click these big, beefy cores down. And I mean, right now, 6k lead, they have the Aegis. I wonder how much they can get out of the map with this. Because we haven't really talked about it too much, but Goblin Fiend on the Naga Siren still topping the network charts somehow.
Yeah, very impressive farming here from Goblin Fiend. Has the Manta and the Orchid, so does have some answers for the engage of Bring Me the Lamp. I like seeing a Naga and other position ones.
Top lane, there is Zaddy.
Oh, Zaddy's
trying to gate out, doesn't have a remnant prepared. Just gonna die. Unfortunate. I think he must have been on vision because Bane managed to fiend skip him from the low ground. Not exactly sure where the vision came from, but it was there. This feels like this Ember Spirit is completely locked out of the game right now. Has the Mace Slayer, but I mean, it's 22 minutes in. If you only have this one fighting item, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, it is a tough path back into the game for Zaddy. Try to feel the way they're getting the impact going that an Ember Spirit should have, as they are going to get a swap under the tower from Shaza. Nice play from Levito. That's going to be the Aegis down in quick order, and Zaddy's back up, so that gives them the opportunity to try to set up on this OD as they respawn. Bring Me the Lamp is there, ready to defend Shaza. So no Aegis left. Very nice quick pickup by Levito. Getting that swap off. Does it stop them from being able to push in this tower? It looks like it will. It's going to force them back. They'll maintain control of the Radiant Triangle here. And maybe look towards the mid-tier 2 instead.
Perhaps a little bit of an error not sticking close enough, because we saw in one of the fights previously where the Erdi was out of position, but the Abaddon and Bane were able to save. This time around, no one close enough to cast their spells in the Erdi. He's just going to give it to Aegis, so I feel like Heishan's going to be pretty happy with that. At the same time, not sure if it stops him from taking the tier 2.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day,
yeah.
For H1, it really feels like that's the kind of play that gives you confidence that you can stay in this game, because you're just buying time for your Naga. Even if this tier 2 tower goes down, without the Aegis, it's way harder for Bring Me the Lamp to start thinking about a tier 3 tower. And all the while they set up, bring the creep wave in, bring this tower down. You've got Goblin Fiend out on the bottom lane, staying at the top of that net worth. You've got faith in this Naga to get you through this game, and you've got to make little plays like that. Even if you're not winning a team fight, getting a little pick off, taking off the Aegis, making it so that they can't go high ground yet, and you get Goblin Fiend more time. Yeah,
and it's exactly as you said, they're not happy hitting the tier 3, so they're going to try to chase Goblin Fiend instead. They do get the doppel on his head, but not able to cancel the TP.
That was, obviously 28 doesn't have a way to cancel a TP there, but Shaza was so close to having the Astral that would have just spelt this Naga's doom. I mean, you have the Song of the Siren, so maybe there's a chance you get out, but with the TP already committed, that was close. And again, that's the kind of thing that you're not hugely behind. You're definitely behind on H1. But at this point, you get a play like that. That's what gets that morale going again. That's what, again, puts your faith in that carry, this Naga Siren. to be able to go later than the PL and still bring this game back for you.
It's BMTL, they don't want any of that high morale. They're just gonna go straight for the tier 3s. They
Yep.
read up the Avalon. That's gonna be the bar time popped. I'm not sure if they still feel confident sieging this bottom tier 3 with the Venge now ready to swap.
Yeah, Cygnus brought low quickly, and it's a scary proposition to try to go up this high ground, even without the Naga sitting in the lane. Like, once you have these illusions coming out, it's even scarier. But just the proposition of that swap, you've got the stun to follow up from Chem. I mean, if you're swapped into the Centaur Stomp under the tier 3 tower, like, even if you're in a bad end, you can go down pretty quickly. Yeah, bring me the lamp. They're going to respect it. They're going to start splitting up. 23 goes out towards the mid lane. Shaza goes to pick up the top lane. Hang out on the ward. They're going to charge forward for this with the Stampede. Zaddy gets the root, and that's going to be a nice little pickup onto the Jakiro. Each one, they're still making plays happen here.
Yeah, they haven't quite lost a fighting spirit yet. Still finding these really valuable support pickoffs. You know, it's not quite enough damage to take down a core just yet, but you can imagine at some point they might start looking for one of the bigger prizes like the Abaddon. That's, you know, perhaps, you know, with the bar time, you probably think that it's a little hard to catch, but it's not like they're completely missing the lockdown.
As we're going to get a smoke up from H1. They want to try to make something happen before Jakiro's back up. They're going to spot Shaza. They get the stun. They have the follow-up. The Golem's going to get dropped onto 28. They'd love to find this kill on the Phantom Lancer, and they will. They get the root from Zaddy. And that's a massive kill to find, and they're going to look for more. MH Logia going to try to teleport away, but they have the roots. They have the swap. It's a nightmare to survive for long, but that's just going to give a little more time for the rest of the team to escape. So H1 making it happen. They get
it feels like this 7K lead that they built up is
just down to 4K now.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough, especially against the Naga Siren here. He's gonna be so happy to use this extra space.
Yeah, this is gonna be a threat on a tier 2 tower.
They're jumping in. Zaddy gets a double root.
I mean, he's gonna be right in, but they have the BKB for Shaza, so this gets a little scary for the Centaur, trying to back away. As the Sanity's Eclipse, but it's not quite enough. A few more Arcane Orbs. Now going to turn towards Zaddy. Levito's in too now. Cygnus has the borrowed time, so we'll be able to survive for now. Tippy's cooking some soup, though. Jamin's back in on top of Shaza. Is going to fall right into the ice path. Oh no, for Zaddy. Is Shaza able to survive into the Astral? But now the Song of the Siren is there from Goblin Fiend. But no, the damage, it burns out. Just trying to get out, but didn't use the TP yet. So now Goblin Fiend's on the run as all 4 of their teammates are dead. They have the potential for this chase. It would be in the form of a Blink Dagger, but Shaza not quite running up yet. Has the Blink Dagger now, but it looks like Goblin Fiend able to escape. At the end of the day, right after it seemed like everything was going H1's way, fight falls apart for them. And now Goblin Fiend going to step right back up into 28. Has the Manta dodge away, but now gets hit by the Disperser from 28 to slow them up into the Ice Path. No mana to speak for, and Goblin Fiend going to go down as well. Right when it looked like
a little bit of overstaying without the Warlock Golems, and the Warlock did a lot of work to upheaval up. As soon as that Glimmer Cape expires, just instantly gets blown up by the OD and friends. So they almost dragged it back, but now under even bigger of a deficit.
Yeah.
So 93% winner probability now. It's looking like dire straits for H1.
Yeah, and
here's the way back to the same as almost looked like they wanted to swap out the PL onto the high ground. Couldn't quite get it before the double. Oh, the Spectral Spirit just getting solo killed by D-Land Solutions.
Yeah.
By Spirit Land Solutions. It's rough. They do spot out the OD. They're pinging at it. Don't know if they can find this catch, but they're gonna try. They have Delusions there to good vision.
Oh yeah, they've got the smoke coming off cooldown. There we go. So now Levito's gonna smoke them up. Shaza's still staying on their own. The Bane's splitting away, so Levito is going to find this, and they get the stomp into the magic missile. Tippy's cooking the soup. Get the Astral survive for now, but oh, that is into the BKB. Shaza's gonna start teeing off with the Arcane Orbs. Now they have the Force Staff. Mixologia turns in with the Fiend Grip, but they interrupt it from the Golem with Tippy. Finally, they bring down Shaza. Now Cygnus caught out as well, but has the borrowed time. Jameen gonna be the one turned on now as the curse comes out. Tippy now getting harassed. The illusions are in from 28. Zaddy goes down. Tippy trying to escape, but another Spirit Lance comes out from 28. Aghanim Scepter, absolute menace, and it ends up being a 3-for-1. As Bring Me the Lamp turn the fight around in their favor again.
They're just having damage problems without the Naga Siren. It's rough to play this game if you're H1. Because they're bringing the numbers that they need to make these solo pickups happen, but the BKB combined with the Astral just way too much survivability. Full stuff as well. They couldn't close out the early equal in time. It forced them to overextend into a fight that they didn't want to take. And it's going to be the tier 3. It's going to fall.
Yeah, bottom barracks going down quickly as well. They are going to have their respawns coming back up. And yeah, Bring Me the Lamp. They respect it. They don't finish taking up those bottom barracks. They're gonna smoke up. Roshan has just respawned, and it looks like that might be exactly where Bring Me the Lamp heads with this smoke.
Kind of Spirit Lance to finish up the camp. It's very, very strong Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
And it's always there to the heart now as well, and we already saw this Pale Illusions causing a lot of trouble. Not exactly sure if they're going to be able to clear them once the heart kicks in. Is Radiant's going to scan out the Roshan, but
yeah, they actually
without the raw retribution, they haven't actually started it yet. I'm not sure if they're aware
they
of
get
that.
the proc of the scan before Bring Me the Lamp even actually steps into the Roche pit. It looks like they're still going to go for it here. Maybe not.
I think they're just waiting for the early to connect because they went to push out top, so he's gaining bottom. Abaddon's here. Peels taking the 2 Wisdom Runes because he wants to hit level 20. They're going to take the free Roshan.
Yep, now they'll go into the pit. It's going to be an Aegis plus a banner to help with their creeps push. The Roshan Roar goes out, new feature from a recent patch. Means H1 does know now that they are taking Roche, but not much that you can do to contest it. It is going to go their way. It's going to be Shaza picking up the Aegis once again. Tazficum is the one to pick up the Roshan's banner. We'll see where that ends up, if it ends up in a lane. I think in our series earlier today, I don't know if we actually... I know we saw some Roshan's banners get picked up. I don't know if we actually saw one get used. And they're going to go up through the Twin Gate and then immediately smoke up. They want to try to find a pick immediately after picking up this Aegis, maybe trying to catch H1 off guard, but H1, they're pretty backed up on the map. They know that if they're going to win a fight, it's most likely going to be in their high ground. Don't want to give up a pick here. Bring Me the Lamp.
H1's snippet out. PL shows a Spirit Lance on the top wave where the Naga Siren's looking, and immediately everybody heads bottom. Nice dodge on the smoke gank, and
yeah,
I feel like at some point they're just going to go back and fix these waves, right? Bane already started cutting. Just not Fiend's Screaming, Bane snapping the waves. Farm for my support. Nice. And they're planting the Roshan span at top. So it looks like they're going to try to break top instead. There is a fortify available, but none after this top tier 3 breaks. So yeah, just feels like just waiting for this high ground to happen, as I'm not exactly sure where their fights start from H1.
Bring Me the Lamp, they're going to go right up into the high ground. They get that Curse of Reverse going. Tippy's in with the soup. They actually have the Ice Path. And then the swap back kind of stops the Centaur Stomp from connecting. Cygnus may be looking in.
Shaza.
Now Shaza's all the way in. They drop the Golem through the BKB, but trying to bring down Jameen has the Hurricane Pike, and that's going to finish off the Centaur. Does have the buyback, but the tier 3 tower has already fallen. The creep wave is gone, so they can't actually hit these barracks very hard. Another creep wave coming in does mean that they'll be able to refocus their attention. Got the shard stun. Shaza's in. They're going to try to set up with a Naga Song. I mean, has just used the Hoof Stomp, so they won't have that to follow up, but they'll immediately surround Shaza. That's going to be the Aegis. So good setup there, but is it going to be enough as Cygnus uses the borrow time, gets right in on top of them, and Shazza's back up, is immediately teeing off on Goblin Fiend. Nice swap from Levito to save them for now, but the illusions are in on the real target. Naga goes down, no buyback. Jamin has just bought back, so will not be able to get back in this game. Zaddy able to escape up into the high ground, but now with 2 cores dead, to bring me the Lamp's opportunity to tee off on these barracks. Again, in need of a creep wave to bring down this backdoor protection. With the Curse of Avernus, they're able to start chunking away, and now it'll be an Astral setup. Zaddy brought down, has the buyback, but not much that you can do without another core alive. It's just the supports left to see if they can stop these mega creeps from being found, but another barracks has fallen, and it's going to be right onto that last tier 3. Things are looking pretty over from H1. They kept this game going for quite a while. We're putting up a hell of a fight. And they've still got a chance here, but it's looking grim now.
If there's any benefit, it's that Nagasiren, not benefit, but a silver lining, Nagasiren not really going to care about the mega creeps. It's not impossible to hold, but I mean, 24k now we're down. There's got to be some miracle play to get this game back in their
they're
favor.
holding off on their GG call. They have Centaur respawning, so they're going to get another fight here. They stampede in, but Levito's stunned up. Jamin's try it on top of Shazza. They have the Nightmare save. Gets rooted up, but has the Hurricane Pike to escape, and Jamin's falling low now, is going to get brought down. Goblin Fiend trying to finish off Shazza, but just going to get Astraled up. Levito gets the swap off to save Zaddy for now, but now it's Levito that falls. Zaddy trying to escape into the fountain. Now Goblin Fiend's getting teed off. And meanwhile, the Ancient is already falling, and it's going to go down. Bring me the Lamp. Take game 1. GG called as the Ancient falls. Very strong showing overall from this team in their first WLDL performance to date.
That's definitely a way to start. It was such a commanding game, and Bane, not really a hero you see very often, but Image Target just put on such a performance with all of those setups. And I just feel like H1, they had no answers.
Yeah.
I was kind of leaning towards it in the draft, but the lanes just collapsed so fast, and they couldn't ever put the Nagasiren in a position where they could contest. Bring Me the Lamp just had such a strong early game. And Cygnus 0 deaths on the Abaddon.
Yeah, 34
That's going to be
9.
a really, really big confidence boost for Bring Me the Lamp.
For sure. They I think when we looked at it, a lot of them, their last game in like tournament setting was like 7 years ago. It sounds like they've played together for a while. They haven't done a lot of leagues. They're getting back into the more casual competitive scene. And yeah, that's exactly how you want to start things off. You could tell that these guys have played together for quite a while because their coordination, their map control, it was on point in this game. MVP for this game, the eyes are always drawn towards an XOX KDA line, but I think I lean more towards the 8117 OD from Shazza.
Yeah, and I feel like I'll be hard pressed to disagree. Like, the other argument could be the Bane, who I think ran a lot of that early game and kind of set everything up. Had a lot of good saves on Nightmare, Fate Script setups on the Ember Spirit as well. But, I mean, both of them played very, very, very well. Yeah. I mean, Shazza was just in their face with the blink in so many of the fights. And it's not to say that, like, Jakira did a lot of work with the Ice Paths as well, right? It's just, like, a quiet job doing a lot of damage, but in the end, I mean, Udi are putting 34,000 hero damage. Next highest on his team is 13,000.
Yeah,
so
that's
clearly a very, very strong showing from the Outward Destroyer in this middle lane.
Yeah,
this is why they 24 picked it.
For sure. And hey, shoutouts to Zaddy, who, you know, we saw have a rough game out of the mid lane on this Ember against the OD. Ended up putting up the most hero damage on their team and second most in the game. Like, this Ember Spirit had impact from a really hard position. So I think there's definitely... I think if you're H1, it may feel tough. You look at that kill line, you look at 34-9, you're like, oh god, we just got absolutely stomped. But I think there were a lot of highlights in this game that you can go back to and say, like, no, we played a solid game. Like, the numbers don't say everything. And I feel like they shouldn't feel too bad going into game 2. All right, that is going to wrap things up for game 1. I think it's going to be a pretty short break because we've talked a lot about this game. We'll go to a quick be right back, and we will be back soon for game number 2 between Bring Me the Lamp and H1.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Welcome back, everybody. We are into Game 2 of Bring Me the Lamp versus
10
H1.
seconds remain. It is Dire's ban.
Very fun game number 1. Bring Me the Lamp came away with it. I'm Whitehawk. I'm joined once again
10
by
seconds.
Aisha. What are you looking forward to in this game number 2?
It is Dire's ban.
Just want to see some more really cool support play from Bring Me the Lamp. I'm really
10
enjoying watching it.
seconds remain.
Yep. Yeah, they had really good
5
synergy in their
seconds.
draft.
Radiant's
The,
turn to ban.
The squad of the OD, Bane, and Jakiro was
10
very effective in
seconds.
bringing down heroes across the map.
Dire's turn
A lot of
to
good
ban.
setup from MH Logia in addition to the saves. They were really just very well coordinated between
10
their team.
seconds remain. It is Dire's ban.
We're seeing mostly similar bans to last game. Bring Me the Lamp.
10
I think 3 of these are the same bans, and they also took out the Nature's Prophet, maybe considering
5
leaving that on the
seconds
table to
remain.
try to snag it on second pick. They had priority in this game because H1 had the game 1 flip, and Bring Me the Lamp took second pick. So they're cooking something,
is
because
Radiant's
usually
ban.
first pick is the priority. It's going to be a silencer ban. We are going to see a Nature's Prophet potentially in the pool unless
10
H1 go after
seconds
it.
remain.
I forget what H1's
Radiant
third
must
ban. It was the
choose.
Rubik, right? Because the Bring Me the Lamp has a Rubik spammer on
Rubik
the
player,
team.
yeah.
So
I like
will
this,
H1
like-
nab the Natures?
Yeah. I don't hate this approach from H1, like, because I think we both agreed that, like, draft wasn't a
10
major
seconds remain.
draft. It would just be to get themselves a little bit more stable
5
lanes. Like,
seconds.
Ember's lane going really poorly was a big deciding factor in how effective that early was, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than that, it's not like they were outplayed particularly hard, right? It's just like outdrafted particularly hard. There was just like a couple key moments
Dire's
where
turn to
they
ban.
just didn't quite have enough people to close out those kills that when they made it happen as Nature's Prophet.
Yeah,
No, the first pick here.
gets left in the pool.
Yeah,
So H1 take it. So the question is, Bring Me the Lamp. They knew that they were leaving this in. They have second pick, so they knew
10
H1. If they wanted it, they
seconds.
could get it. They banned it last game. Do they just
It
want
is
to test the
Radiant's
waters and
ban.
see if they can,
whoa.
or do they have something that they specifically preferred to ban Silencer for? And the answer is the latter. It's a first phase puck.
Not sure how I feel
10
about this.
seconds remain. 5 seconds.
I mean, puck
I'm
is in a
kinda lost for
good
words.
spot in general right now, right?
Radiant's turn
Like,
to
not
Kind of.
not
'Cause
general, just certainly not considered first phase worthy by
I think there's a
most teams,
lot of
but
really weird matchups. Like Arc Warden, Meeper are pretty strong, but I guess at this level of play they won't play it.
yeah,
I mean, we ban. Just saw the Ember Spirit last game.
10
But-
seconds.
If they're not convinced by the Ember, I mean, I guess this is
5
fine.
seconds remain.
yeah, I think
I think it's rough though, because as much as you can get out of the early
Dire's
game
turn to
ganks,
ban.
Nature's Prophet or good timing will throw this puck's timing completely off kilter.
yeah, that's my immediate concern. Is like, you took out the Silencer, which is certainly going to help the puck quite a bit. But Nature's Prophet is a support hero that
10
will build
seconds.
first item Orchid. And
5
won't take that long
seconds
getting to
remain.
it, because they're probably going to participate in a few kills in the early game. So yeah, that's concern number 1 for me with this first phase puck.
I think if they can cover it with enough dispels or
Dire's
saves, I
turn to
mean,
pick.
Abaddon's still in the pool, Shadow Demon is in the pool, like they could even do Bane. I'm not sure if they are particularly happy with that, but there's maybe enough room for saves, but if H1 just dropped a lot more instant catch,
10 seconds.
still
remain.
the rest are left in the pool. Like, there's a lot of things that could shut this puck down, and that's what really
5
terrifies me.
seconds.
This is a bold move from Bring Me the Lamp.
Yeah.
To first phase, a pretty vulnerable hero in draft.
Yeah, I like it though. They're coming off a game one win. They're probably feeling pretty confident. And it's week one. This is a good time to kind of test your limits, figure out where as a team you can make things happen. Because if this works for them, if they show that they can win with a phase one puck pick, then now every team that comes up against them has to decide, are we letting the puck through in phase one? Are we banning this hero that you shouldn't normally have to ban at this point in the draft instead of other heroes that are normally more high priority? H1, I like the confidence in the Centaur. I think the Centaur did quite well for them last game.
My concern now is that they've picked Centaur into a pretty bad matchup on puck. I mean, the Hero Stomp has a massive windup, and obviously Coil is super good against Stampede, so compared to last game where there are a little less direct answers to the Centaur's ability to play fights, like this time around there's a lot that could go wrong for the Stampede. He doesn't have the same freedom that he does, like that he did in the previous game, and picking this early means they can get cancelled on lane again. I mean, PL obviously wasn't like a direct answer, but it was just something that was good for the game, right? This time around, like, I mean, Ursa is still in the pool, Monkey King, which are both also good against Nature's Prophet. I'm a little bit worried as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes for them. You also have Bring Me the Lamp stealing the Vengeful Spirit pick in this game. So that's a solid save for like the Orchid for anything more instantaneous that they try to grab to counter this puck. I like the use.
You also have to swap Coil Break, which is cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a big one too. Yeah, that makes me like it even more. And the way that they go, like second pick into first phase, or first pick of the second phase, Vengeful Spirit. Like there's no H1 had to ban it. There is no other opportunity to stop this Vengeful Spirit from happening with the puck. H1 are gonna go to the Lich. So I'm guessing that'll be. I mean, they can kind of put these supports in whichever lane they prefer. Like you more often see that as the 4. Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet plays all 3 lanes, so it really doesn't matter where you put him. Maybe more likely you lane him with the Centaur because the Centaur doesn't mind being left alone. I
feel like this is a little rough into a big amount of magic damage that they're showing. And the Coddle instantly snap picked up Bring Me the Lamp. That's nice.
Yeah,
I like this response because right now H1 is like presenting a lot of fizz mitigation, but BNTL so far have just drafted pure magic, and I feel like a lot of these heroes can just be bursted. I mean, this Coddle's gonna make it even worse. You have obviously the Mana Leak, which is now what Solar Bind gives you a bunch of magic resist reduction, and I mean this puck is gonna be able to play at such a high tempo. It has the save, has the chakra magic for spells.
Oh so yeah, if they play
so much magic damage.
Yeah, if Bring Me the Lamp plays this game similarly to how they did last game, even though it's a completely different lineup, like the 2-4-5 squad that we saw last game. Oh god, and then a Primal Beast on top of it.
Oh no!
Like this Vengeful Spirit.
Why you like the Primal Beast?
So I'm gonna finish saying like the Vengeful Spirit, Keeper of the Light puck. Like, the setup from Venge with the stun into the burst damage from Keeper of the Light and the damage amp from Solar Bind into the puck's magic damage, that's already a ton. Primal Beast is just also able to play with these 3 heroes and can just, like, run at heroes even more, set up on everybody, doesn't give a shit about Nature's Prophet because he can just charge through the trees that he puts around him. Like, I feel like I played the Nature's Prophet into a Primal Beast recently. Felt awful. The guy just doesn't care when you put him in a circle of trees. like this 2-3-4-5, so scary from Bring Me the Lamp. This is such a high tempo, high engage,
10
like
seconds.
it's so hard to play into this lineup because they're just going to run at you. You
5
have to
seconds.
win these lanes, and I don't know if H1 has the... I mean, they have Nature's Prophet. This is...
Dyer's
The thing I
turn
always
to
say
bat.
about Nature's Prophet is this guy wins all 3 lanes himself. So, like, you have the opportunity to win your lanes, but you gotta win those lanes.
It is Dyer's turn.
This I'm very curious what the idea behind the Alchemist is, because when you think about a carry that's able to withstand like a high tempo lineup, Alchemist not one of them. I mean, there's gonna probably be a timing where he's tanky enough that he can last through all this magic damage with the BKB, but when you're thinking about this 5 to 15 minute timing before Alk even gets a Radiance, I mean, Bring Me the Lamp is just gonna be
5
so on top
seconds.
of him this game.
Yeah.
H1 really needs a mid laner that can shut this down, because if they don't find an answer quickly, I mean, this just looks so
It is
scary already.
Radiant's
And Bring Me the
turn.
Lamp still have 24 pick.
Yeah. We're seeing the
You're gonna
Viper
see-
OD banned out by Bring Me the Lamp. I don't know if those are the heroes that I'd be worried about H1 getting. I think H1 needs... Like, maybe they're feeling shaky about their Ember Spirit after the last game. It was still a
10
solid
seconds
performance
remain.
from Zaddy after their rough start. But, like, I feel like
5
another
seconds
Spirit hero
remain.
is what H1 needs. Like, as hard as it seems into this Bring Me the
Radiant's
Lamp
turn to
lineup,
pick.
you need a hero that's going to... You need to be creating pressure on your own. You need to be forcing fights, and even if Bring Me the Lamp is the one forcing the fights,
Night
you need to take the
Stalker.
focus away from Alchemist.
Whoa.
They bust out the Night Stalker. Is that the mid laner, or is this like an Alchemist in the mid lane and a Night Stalker as kind of an extra position 3? I like this Night Stalker pick. I don't know how it all lines
10
up, but I think
seconds.
it's the kind of hero they needed.
5 seconds.
It definitely can work. I think my only problem is when it's daytime, Bring Me the Lamp have so much freedom to play the map. I definitely agree with what you said about playing a Spirit here. And definitely the Ember Spirit looks really good this game. There's a bunch of heroes that died in Mage Slayer. Unlike last game where it was only really the Jakiro, right? This time around there's 4 heroes with a bunch of spell damage that you can negate so much with just a single side of Fist cast. And it also links really nicely into the Puck, who just gets completely shut down by sight spam.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the
Like,
Puck...
this time around, they're gonna bring the Night Stalker, which has a big silence and makes the Puck's game pretty uncomfortable. He does have to get BKB eventually, but for instance, like the swap is gonna be a big problem for H1 this game because they don't have a way to jump in, find a hero, and then continue chasing them after the swap's committed. Their
mean-
heroes are all very committed on the first jump, I feel.
They have to play it very well. Bring Me the Lamp are gonna go Muerta. So
Make the
they're...
ultimate choice.
That's, to me, that's almost a disrespectful pick into the Night Stalker. Like,
I agree.
I don't think that that's actually the intent, but I feel like you should not feel confident picking a Muerta into a Night Stalker. Like, that... I feel like
It is
H1
it's
have the
Centaur mid
jump
against
to
the
get
top.
on this hero.
Yeah.
And I think it makes the execution of H1's like fights harder, not necessarily with the Muerta, but like the Vengeful Spirit swap, like that save means that they have to be careful how they use their abilities. We're gonna need to see a good timing between the Stampede and the Dark Ascension, where I want to see Zaddy and oh, it's actually mid Centaur. Unless they're swapping heroes between or swapping players between lanes. But I feel like you need to get the blink initiation from either the Centaur or the Night Stalker, and then expect the swap save, and then follow that up with the Stampede or the Dark Ascension. I feel like that's how you counter Bring Me the Lamp saves, especially the Vengeful Spirit. Like, I think that's how you have to execute these fights. I think it's hard to do, but I think they can do it. This Muerta pick's still really weird to me into the face of a Centaur and Night Stalker and a Nature's Prophet, honestly. Like, this is a hero that can just get behind you at any point. But on the other hand, like, Bring Me the Lambs lineup is going to be very good at just, like, throwing their faces at you and having a Muerta standing behind them teeing off. This is going to be a fun game.
At some point, I feel like this Muerta hits a timing where you get God on, you get swapped, you press ult, and then there's not enough damage in this draft. There's only physical, and I can see where they're coming from. Muerta obviously is very good against the Alchemist. You have a lot of damage that just shreds through his ult region. But I do agree. I think it adds a little bit of unnecessary complications into the draft, but I do think it is still winning. Because I feel like this death ball that BMTL have is just completely unanswered, even with the Night Stalker pick.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of room for BMTL to just run away with this game, as it's going to be MA Slugger on the Coddle 5 potentially. Not sure if that's actually the go or if it's going to be Cygnus, but 5v5, level 1, classic stuff.
Yep, we set up. Cygnus is the one in the middle of things, but Zaddy's actually going to be the one brought low first. Oh, Zaddy goes down. It's almost simultaneous, but Tuzfeekum's the one that picks up the first blood. Janine right behind it. Does get the double kill, but is going to go down as 28 finishes it off. Goblin Fiend looking for another stun. Gets it onto 3, but they're just backing off. So, I mean, I was expecting a high kill game here with what these two teams have cooked up. We've got 2 kills apiece before we hit the 0 mark, so yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. I also got caught up
in details here. Yeah, kill. Go first. You go first.
I was gonna say I got so caught up in how kind of insane these drafts are that we did not do hat draft.
Oh golly. Okay, I can tell you because I actually looked at it. H1 blew them out of the water. There's a pretty vanilla Coddle, all things considering.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of their cosmetics. I mean, I'm sorry, there's a Muerta. It's hard to win a hat drop with the Muerta in your lineup because this hero just has no cosmetics.
Yep. Yeah, that is always a challenge when it comes to the hat draft, is if you pick the new heroes, you're on the risk of losing the hat draft. As Levito's starting things off down towards the bottom lane, looking for something on Tuzfeekum, but is going to... Nope, just TPing away. Okay, it is going to be Levito... Enchantment. Okay, yeah, so it is the mid-Centaur War Runner into this first pick. This is some spice.
Yeah, if this works, this is a really good cook. But I don't know. This is like some Thompson Centaur if I've ever seen one. I think he was running this a lot and just rushing Shivas and playing around Ags and stuff, but I don't know how well that works this game against the Coil.
Yeah, that definitely makes it a lot harder. And kind of ruins my idea about, you know, like the blink in and then your movement abilities afterwards to like follow up and make sure that you stay on top of the whoever gets saved by the swap. The Dream Coil, if used correctly, is going to be a problem.
I do want to point out the casual 4 Crawling Blade start on Dyer's team, like Dyer's team, and then just, you know, the casual puck tangos. This guy doesn't care about the Sprout at all. Too many spells to get out of it, so far at least.
Yeah, maybe not worried that the Nature's Prophet is going to be coming to the mid lane very much, but also has a good amount of movement abilities to be able to escape the trees on their own.
I'm very surprised that Zaddy has no deny so far. I mean, there's a 15 base damage difference between these two heroes.
Yeah.
So, okay, Suitor's deny on the Fiber. Effect good enough. As Levito, he's gonna take a full damage Illuminate. Don't know if you want to be doing that one, friend. Gonna take a small tumble. Happens. It's not first blood anymore, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught first blood. I missed that kill, but we saw first blood, so it's fine. He's gonna come right back to lane and does get the sprout onto 28, who has to be careful. They have the Void. They're try to clear them away. Does have the calling to get a little bit more space. Jamin wants to chase for this, but now gets knocked back. They're going to rotate Tausfikum over here as well. Push back Jamin. Leave the Terror out. Sprout's going to hold them back for now, but the Illuminate damage is coming out big, but everybody is able to survive now.
You know, we didn't see that magic missile. That didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen, so I didn't see it.
Didn't happen. But I mean, already Jamin's lane kind of struggling. This is what you need to do against a Night Stalker, right? Like before his nighttime kicks in, is very significantly weaker. So they do need to get as much pressure as they can. Bench perfectly happy to TP down. Gonna use a lot of mana for it, but I mean, if it means that Night Stalker doesn't get crucial kills, then it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah, one of my
28 is doing fine.
One of my favorite things you can do now with the Twin Gate costing mana is that you can sit on a Twin Gate and start channeling it and then cancel channeling it and just do that back and forth a bunch of times and spend all of your mana on nothing.
Everybody loves losing mana. Yeah. Zaddy always got harassed out of lane, was on 100 HP, had a water ring, so not fully out of lane, but not quite enough HP to use a double edge. He's gonna stomp, misses it, but I mean, all things considering,
pushed off the wave.
It's
pretty even on last hits still. So this is for an off meta mid pick. This is going pretty well for the Centaur. Up top, they're gonna try to set up with a Sprout, but they're caught up in the calling. MHLage is going to be able to survive for now and get some harass out onto Jimmy.
Yeah, this blinding light causing issues, and I don't know about you, but when I think about these heroes, I feel like Centaur should be absolutely demolishing this mid lane. But
I'm bad at evaluating a mid matchup when it's like normal mid heroes, like an Ember versus OD. You put a Centaur in the mid lane, and I'm like, is this the first time a Puck versus Centaur has ever happened?
I hope not, because if you think about it there, right, Puck normally, like, historically has struggled against a lot of heroes that are just high base damage. Think about Primal Beast, you think about Tiny, PA, Morphling, like, those are the matchups that really make her struggle, and Centaur is no exception, right? Has such a high strength in base damage level 1, so...
Yeah. Daddy is going to be the first one to level 6, and Vito's going to try to capitalize with the TP in with the...
They want to contest the runes.
Ready to go. Yeah, 6-minute rune coming up. Important timing. Levito...
Yeah. Shaza hits level 6. They stampede instantly. Oh.
Yeah, TP area as well, but MHLage makes the counter rotation. Zaddy a little low, but Shaza as well. I'm gonna look for the chase, but has already used the Stampede. It's hard to pin down this Puck. Now the Dream Coil onto 2, Tippy's gonna go down. Zaddy trying to escape, it has to be so careful not to break the coil. That means that there's no chance to escape the Illuminate. Cygnus runs right through those Sprouts, as we talked about in the draft. Levito's gonna get brought down. Jamin makes the rotation as well. Everybody, it's a party in the mid lane, and so far it's 3 heroes dead on the side of H1. It doesn't look like there's gonna be any chance for a response. Maybe Jamin now able to catch out MHLage, but Toasty comes there with the magic missile. I mean, wants to find something for the side of H1, but Scary now does have a void onto Shaza. It's a good amount of damage. Is silenced up. Force them into the illusory orb so low, but the bait just turns into a magic missile back towards Jamin. Is going to be able to walk that one off.
It's just rough, because I feel like Shaza is just dancing around them so well, and it almost looked like the Puck would die, but a clutch chakra magic from MHLage just gives him the mana he needs to set up with the coil, T-Man, finds the support kill, Zaddy continuing to chase, gets Waiting Rifted through the trees, and not able to find that crucial Puck kill that they were hoping for. MHLage just gonna nuke out these waves, feels good. Zaddy does not have done any of them, but I mean, there's full mana, they have coil again if they need it, and... Okay, it doesn't look like they're gonna try for it, but...
Yeah. Actually going to stand forward towards Tausfikum, sees them sitting low, but has the magic missile to hold them back, does get the stomp. Green coil is not going to be enough to stop Tausfikum from going down, but can they get the return kill onto Zaddy?
The Primal's level 6 if he wants to go in.
No.
He's not TPing. Okay,
so I think Zaddy up on the high ground behind them, gets the illusory orb, nice dodge from Zaddy. Shaza is going to jaunt over to it, trying to finish off Zaddy. Gets one more attack, and that's actually going to do it.
Zaddy had 5-1 charges, but didn't pop them, so he just gets taken out.
Okay, there is the punish
gets
top lane.
Jammin.
Yeah, Jammin gets the kill onto 28 and just narrowly escapes with health to survive. Has the salve ready to go, so we'll be right back into the action soon.
Yeah, but this Centaur's game is just getting shut down. 8 minutes in, still doesn't quite have the tier 2 boots completed. This is looking really rough.
Yeah.
Like, they still have Jammin who can kind of run around this early game, but as soon as the 10-minute mark hits, you use Dark Ascension once and you have no play for 5 minutes. Puck gonna run bottom lane with the DD. They don't have coil yet, but...
Yeah, we have not talked much about this Alchemist. Goblin Fiend is a full 20 last hits ahead of anybody else in this game. Tippy is going to fall down under the tower, but Shaza and Cygnus, they wanted the kill on the Alchemist, and they're not even going to come close to getting it.
Yeah, 2.2k gold in towards the Radiance. It's only 1200 gold away from the Sacred Relic, and that's a scary timing, because...
Yeah.
We were talking about how there was this opportunity between 10 to 15 where this Alchemist is just very... Then it kind of throws a lot of their timings like out the water. I don't know. They need to find a way to shut this Alchemist down during nighttime, otherwise... Like, once he gets this Radiance and he can farm up, you know, the Manta, the Blink, the BKB in 10 minutes, it's... Gonna be rough as top lane. Jammin finds another kill with the Frost Shield Slurs, setting it up. Calder's gonna get run down, but they have the coil ready.
They're gonna come in with the Dream Coil to get the silence onto both with the phase shift. Snap kills Tippy and it stuns up Jammin. It's 10 minutes, so it runs out just as Zaddy arrives to help out. They do get the return kill on the Muerto, which is a big one, but Zaddy's going to fall. Rotation in from Levito off of the teleport. Has a nice position to try to spread up Shaza, but doesn't quite connect. They do get the kill on the Vengeful Spirit in the meantime. Shaza trying to escape. Jamin's going to be the one brought down. Illuminate finishes it off, and now Levito's the one in trouble. Gets pushed back. Very nice blinding light. Gets the Sprout, but it's not going to be enough. Shaza is able to phase shift forward and finish off Levito. Triple kill for the first phase up.
They didn't want to pop the Dark Ascension, but with no levels in Crippling Fear, the puck just walks away from them, and Kodo comes in with the Tracker Magic, giving them the cooldowns they need to instantly burst down the two heroes. Shaza is just having a wonderful game. It's almost matching networks with the Alchemist, which is a scary proposition.
Yeah. Man, there's some beautiful synergies happening in these drafts. You got the Chakra Magic with the Puck has come into clutch multiple times already. You've got the Frost Armor on Jamin. Levito looking to contest those runes. Does pick up the Shield rune. Keeping 28 off of it. 28 thinking about engage. Decide otherwise. Levito gonna throw down the Sprout on top of Shaza. Has the phase shift, so does not mind at all. Man, I've been saying phase shift when I mean Waning Rift. I'm a bad caster. I don't know my puck spells.
As Shaza doesn't have a Calling Blade, so Toadspegum just cuts the tree down for him. Good support. That's a Sacred Relic. Oh! I wonder if Shaza wanted to snipe that courier down. Look at Cygnus, they're smirking towards bottom right now. If they can catch this courier before that connects, it's so
no!
Is Goblin Fiend
gonna set up right on Goblin Fiend. Does get the Sacred Relic, but it's immediately stunned up, and Goblin Fiend is going to go down as soon as they receive the Sacred Relic. So they don't get the courier kill, which would have been devastating, but they get an important kill on the Alchemist.
Yeah. But this is the timing that we were talking about, right? This 10 to 15 minute mark daytime where they have all their spells and the Alchemist can just get one shot through the Chemical Rage. It's the first time that's happened this game, which honestly is a big miracle for the Alchemist, and managing to get that Sacred Relic is so huge for his game. He's going to be able to get Radiance at 14 minutes, so they're not upset with this. He's going to have Radiance by the time next nighttime hits, and Night Stalker finally has a point in Crippling Fear. So this Puck, who is going for Witchblade Travel, is no longer going to be able to have this freedom in the fight that he's been having all game.
Yeah.
Provided they can catch him, of course. So Zaddy is getting clicked out of lane. Feels good. Witchblade does so much work against these high strength heroes. Yeah, just gonna slow down the game a little bit for Radiant for a little bit. But I'm just so impressed that the puck is keeping up net worth with the Alchemist. This is pretty crazy.
Yeah, Shaza's had a hell of a game already. 5-0-5 on the puck.
It's like, I feel it's a little bit weird to think about because he's 4th in loss hits, almost like half of the Alchemist, but so many kills given over to the puck. I mean, H1 just can't play around the coil right now, they need items.
Outside Cygnus running down Levito, who has the pickle, so able to escape, gets caught by the Pulverize through the trees. Now he's going to try to teleport away. And, yeah, knows that the Pulverize is down, no other source of stopping that TP, so...
Yeah, perhaps Cygnus needed to wait for the onslaught to come up before he popped the Pulverize, but didn't want him to get out of vision, so...
Zaddy contesting that into his rune mid. Shaza doesn't have it.
Shaza doesn't have an Armada yet.
Just enough. They get the Dream Coil, does not actually connect, but Cygnus is there to finish off the kill on Zaddy. The Lich ult is just going to bounce to the camps, trying to find the puck, but the puck's nowhere to be found, and now Tippy's going to be the one in trouble as Shaza rejoins the team. They get the swap, but the magic missile's there to cancel the TP. Levito got denied somewhere in there by a neutral creep.
Yeah, Levito got slammed by the Halberd Smasher, I believe, but I mean, in the end, it's still 2-0 as they finally connected their Primal Beast spells in a major team fight. Like, they connected it before into Alchemist and one-shot him, but this time around, they get it on multiple heroes. As Shaza gonna phase shift off the concoction. Feels good. You can tell that Goblin Fiend wants to show up with the Radiance to some of these fights, but I'm a little bit scared. There's no way this Revenant's Brooch is real.
Wait.
There's no way.
What are we... on the
Alchemist Brooch? There's no way that's real.
I mean... planning ahead for dealing with the Muerta... he bought the Voodoo Mask.
I'm terrified. If this works, it works. If it doesn't work, then should have built Bikini. I don't know.
I also
is this a game?
Want to go back to the actually conveniently the Nature's Prophet. The last time the Nature's Prophet died, that deny by the neutral creep. I was looking at that death summary. On the last second that the Nature's Prophet was alive, took something like 170 damage from an Illuminate, 100 damage from some Primal Beast ability, and 10 damage from a neutral creep, and that was what actually got the kill. So now they're gonna look to set up on MHLogia, nice stun right into the kill. They'll be able to find that one. Cygnus may be looking to counter, but decides not to, and get away with a little murder on a Keeper of the Light, and they're gonna smoke up and look for another kill.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned though, because Goblin Fiend stopped farming to kind of try to set up these plays. Diamond has the Crippling Fear available, got silenced.
They're gonna throw the Alchemist Concoction, is gonna hit 2. Followed up with the Nature's Prophet ult. Gonna turn and get the stun, but Talsficum is just gonna get blown up from all of these nukes on the side of H1. I'm gonna try to turn that into a quick tier 1 tower. They still have the Fortify available on Bring Me the Lamb. It's gonna delay the push for now, as Shaza now going to jump forward with the Waning Rift. Silence up Zaddy. Now the charge in with the Onslaught into the Dream Coil onto 2. Zaddy's getting low, jamming as well. But now it's Cygnus that's trying to escape and is going to get brought down in the Pulverize. Zaddy does end up going down, but Goblin Fiend is now left alone to be able to turn towards that tower. Shaza's in behind, but is getting brought low as well. They jump forward with a huge heal from the Illuminate. Now maybe they look to chase forward onto Goblin Fiend. They get the Waning Rift for the silence, is getting brought low. They have the Solar Guardian on it as well. Double kill. And it's actually the Illuminate that finishes off. Double kill for MHLogia as Gem goes down to the Illuminate as well. MHLogia once more, maybe, is gonna let Tippy escape, but
That's a huge kill on the Alp, just slowing his game down, and I mean, I'm kind of furious if I'm H1 because I feel like I'm watching that whole fight waiting for the Darkest Engine to pop the Crippling Fear again, but Puck managing to just phase shift on 200 HP with no other defenses and just weaving throughout that fight where it feels like there isn't enough damage if he resets his abilities. Not sure if you remember that's a thing, but I mean, Shaza is just having the freest game of his life right now. Not able to catch him out as Zaddy, gonna get gone on again.
Stunned up the coil, does have the Stampede, but the Dream Coil's there. Can't run away if you're caught in the coil, and it's just gonna get brought down by another Illuminate. Goblin is gonna look to chase forward again, but they get the Pulverize, they turn around, and Goblin Fiend is in a lot of trouble. They're gonna try to turn on to Shaza, and Goblin Fiend does have the health regen from the ultimate. It's Tosfigum now going to go down as well, so now it's a double kill for Jamin. This is suddenly looking better for H1. Going to chase down under the tower, looking towards MH Logia. Now the Solar Bind is there, and the ult is starting to wear out. Dark Ascension still has a good amount of time on it, and as they turn towards Cygnus, still have the Chemical Rage going on Goblin Fiend. They get pushed back again by the Blinding Light. Jamin does not stop him with that flying movement, able to find Cygnus as well. They do finally bring down Jamin. Dominating for MH Logia, these Illuminates are tearing heroes apart. It's what you said in the draft, the amount of magic damage. You don't care how much physical resist H1 has if all of your damage is magical.
MH Logia is having such a good game. He's on top of his Primal Beast and net worth. That is somehow not surprising, but holy shit, is that a good game.
Yeah, Coddle doing Coddle things, and about to have the Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, about to have Fastest ready, and you can imagine potentially looking towards some of the more expensive items soon, potentially the Dagon, the Hex. I mean, you could even use the Recall, which is probably gonna enable 28 to just play around the map so well. They're gonna TP top. They want to defend this tower. Not sure if there is gonna be a significant push as Jamin isn't there and it is daytime, but they've rotated 3 heroes up so far.
They're gonna get the TP in
Jamin under an
as well. They suspect that there's vision up on the high ground, but not finding it. But they do bring enough heroes to push H1 off of their idea of pushing that tower.
Okay, MX Logia pops the Fatsus on mid. Night Stalker. Taking a lot of damage. Pulse 5 is casually does half his health. Nice.
Yep. We get
That Fatsus is gonna get in space to get the mid tower too. Is not comfortable pushing into that.
Smoke up as they're gonna get the onslaught, looking towards Jamin right under the tower. As it goes down, they get the Pulverize. There's no chance for this Night Stalker to survive. Tippy in trouble too, using the Sinister Gaze, but Shaza's right on top of them. They get the swap back onto Tippy, setting up the Magic Missile. Talisfigum has to be careful of the tower damage, but has the barrier, and Tippy is going to go down. So a tower into a pair of kills for Bring Me the Lamp. They continue to push forward with these early timings. We have the Revenant's Brooch, Goblin Fiend rocking the double Sacred Relic on this Alchemist. We're gonna see if that's gonna work out for them. The Muerta has not been a huge problem yet.
As Shadow?
A concoction, but a nice dodge. With the phase shift. Phase shift for real this time, not Waning Rift. From Shaza.
Let's go. W Castle. As a smoke comes out from Bring Me the Lamp. Yeah, look at Cygnus just giving them so much vision right now. They want to get swap in. They're still smoked. They see Leviter in the trees. But potentially looking for some higher value targets as look at these supports, man. They're just giving so much vision of the team fight. Oh, they finally put the smoke on
now
MH, but
yeah, no, Jamin's just forced to blink away.
God, turned off by position 5. Feels bad, man.
Now Shaza's in right onto Tippy with the blink dagger.
God. This is getting rough. There's so much is on their ultimates this game, but
yep. They're gonna drop the Ignis Flatus, but it's gonna quickly go down. Not a lot of
There's one thing
follow-up
Alchemist
for
is good
that
for,
one.
it's high attack speed.
Yep.
After just hearing these onslaughts, man.
I know.
Please stop. My ears. It's like the worst part of like Cosmic Primal Beast games is like listening to the global audio every time, man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Levita's gonna gate bottom straight onto the Vengeance's head. Uh-oh.
Does have the Sprout, but they're both inside of the Sprout. Has the Orchid. No way! The Venge actually gets through the Twin Gate, and then it's a Pulverize for Levito. Venge is going to come back through. Levito just trying to walk away, but there's no chance. The swap, not quite on the right target, but it secures the kill for the Venge.
Oh, they found the
Now
Alchemist!
they're going to get the Toilet out onto Goblin Fiend, trying to bring the Alchemist back in with the Blinding Light as well. Charge forward from Cygnus, and they set up. Jammin's in, though! They get the Silence onto Toast Vicum. Can they turn this around? They have the Chemical Rage. Lich Ult is going to go bouncing with the Spire, and it's actually going to be Cygnus that falls as well, so a really good response from H1. Nice buyback from Levito to try to capitalize. They blink forward on Jamin, trying to chase down the Mixlogia as well. But now here's 28. Haven't seen much out of this Muerta. The Unstable Concoction procs onto the Muerta, though. Goblin Fiend looking for a chance to show why they bought this Revenant's Brooch. 28 just burning down to the acid, though, and now they're set up onto Shaza. Gonna have to phase shift out and gets the blink away. Looks like Shaza will be able to survive.
Oh, they missed! He forgot to toggle!
Oh my god, no, I wasn't even looking at that part of the fight. They trade.
Oh my gosh, he ran out of mana trying to use his Brooch.
No way.
And couldn't get the kill in time. That's just... That is rough. That's one of the problems with the Alchemist is, I mean, he's a high attack speed hero. He doesn't have a big mana pool, so you can quickly see if he jumps to Muerta how he's gonna lose in maybe 5 seconds 1,000 to 1,500 mana, and like later this game goes. Is just not tanky enough to dive that tier 2 like you wanted to, and the Muerta play with the Pierce the Veil getting value out of it this time round. We'll see next time if the Alchemist has enough mana regen to sustain that Revenant's push in the fight, as mid lane, Levito is getting caught on again.
Yeah, the Ignis Fightus again gonna set up onto Levito, and there are more heroes than they need to bring down that Nature's Prophet. Still goes the way of 28. Shaza gonna blink forward onto Tippy. Caught out. Teammates nearby, but not close enough to help. And now it's gonna be an onslaught forward into the Pulverize. And Zaddy's gonna fall as well. So it's quickly 3 heroes from each one falling. Bring me the lamp. They're gonna look out towards this tier 2 tower next. 3 heroes down. They've got a good opportunity to push. 28 fully in the mix now. Able to just tee off on this tower, and it's gonna fall. Got the fortified to delay it for now, but got the siege creep. That will actually fall too, but finally the tower does go down.
Yeah, I imagine with Hurricane Pack, the Muerta is just like not feeling very threatened at all right now. There's so many spells to go through, so many saves, and
Yeah.
this is where the Death Ball really kicks in, is when this Muerta can finally join the team fights and give them that big oomph of damage, whether physical or magical, that they've been kind of missing a little bit in some of these fights. We didn't really talk about it too much, but the Lich has been doing a lot of work against the Primal Beasts, keeping him controlled so that he can't just trample all over the fight like he really wants to. When he pops the phase boots and he's moving at 400 move speed, it gets cut down to 200, 300, and it's impacting his damage output a lot outside of the onslaught burst. So we're having a little bit of trouble nuking heroes down along with the Eternal Shot and the Centaur, but once that Muerta is able to participate, it's going to be a lot harder to hold these towers and hold their map space the way they wanted to. As Zaddy's going to jump forward. Do they know he doesn't have blink? It's getting cancelled.
Yeah, they have the silence up. Into the Illuminate, the swap back. Zaddy just going to go down under the tier 2 tower that had just fallen.
Oh, okay,
Now, actually, the concoction stuns up. Goblin Fiend going to be forced to use the PK, but just absolutely blown up. What was that? Where'd the rest of their health pool go? It was a ton of things at once. It was some Huerta attacks. It
Illuminate
was
popped
an
off. I
Illuminate.
think a puck hit went off. As
And
speaking
some-
of puck, they found an H profit top. And they're just
Oh,
getting killed
man.
all over the map now. This is not looking good for H1.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
A gift from the goddess.
Straight into the rage pit they go. Marta is feeling very, very strong, has the data list ready, along with the Aegis and a 30-minute timing, which means daytime for H1.
Yeah.
Not much in the way of the high ground push.
What do you do to bring this
Radiant
Huerta
scanned it out.
down? Completely forgoes the BKB, and it's looking like may not even get punished for it. The full damage.
Yeah,
kill.
I mean, there's just not enough to jump her, right? Like, as much as we've been saying,
Oh my
there's
God.
a lot of ways to catch her out if they get their spells off. Like, they're not able to get their spells off, and
Yeah.
at some point in this game, like the Night Stalker, when he goes on the Myrtle, he's just gonna get one shot, whether
Yeah.
she's an ult or not. And looking like that stage is getting closer and closer. It's
They're
gonna
gonna
swing by the
smoke
secret
up
shop,
right
pick
out
up
of
the data
Roche.
lessers. Goblin
They wanna
Fiend,
find some
kind
here,
of
and
in
they have
vision.
the
They saw
vision.
him farming it. They find Zaddy instead.
Let's get the
what
stop,
about
but the
Ultra
swap is there, and the magic missile. Thing is going to chase back into the Dream Coils there. Pulverize connects. Where the hell did the Alchemist just go for a second in the Pulverize? Doesn't matter, he's going to get brought down. Tippy dead as well. Zaddy falls, Gemin falls, 4 dead. Levito on the backlines trying to make something happen, but just trying to escape now with the peg pole. Shaz is going to be there to secure the double kill and secure the full team wipe.
There's not even an Aegis committed. They're gonna look for the Tormentor instead of the tier 3. Not sure about this, but I imagine with MH Target able to just sustain them up with the Illuminates. Like,
Yeah, everybody's here,
nothing
so
really
it's pretty
stopping them from
free.
doing this. Yeah. Minus 300 HP on your heroes, but same time, you're
it's
gonna get
fine.
healed back up in a second. There's gonna clear out bottom first. Just making sure they're not dropping farm. Has a bit of trouble ready in 30 seconds, which is a little bit later than when H1 are respawning, so they might not be able to take this tier 3 the way they wanted to. 20 seconds left on the Spirit Formers. They're just giving everyone mana. This is what I love about Coddle. How do you deal with this, man? Like, you have no resources that you care about. Yakers. What's the deal? Casual 500 HP Venge dewarding mid. Lovely. Lovely. As they're gonna find the Coddle on the Smirk, but there's no
we do
blink
have
of the
the smoke
Alchemist.
up.
It's gonna stun us off again!
Okay, they get the stump.
Oh
Yeah, the
my God.
unstable concoction not able to connect. They are going to find that low health Vengeful Spirit. Loggia going to drop the toilet, trying to escape.
In the end, still a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah.
Potentially looking for more though. They have spells ready. Cygnus gonna jump in, have the
So he
Shiva's
doesn't
guard.
quite find the stone. Yeah, Cygnus is in with the Pulverize onto the
Oh,
Alchemist.
coils.
Dream Coils onto Gem, and Elfin queuing up another unstable concoction to try to find it onto Cygnus. Is going to connect this time, but already getting brought low. The damage from 28. It's a triple kill. This Muerta fully unanswered.
It stands there and fully clicks down all 3 cores to death. 2 minutes left on the Aegis. I don't know where H1's way back into this game is. There's 3.6k gold now as well, and she's just unanswered. There's not enough damage for her. Their team fights keep getting split apart by the Primal Beast and Pluck, getting so much control. Not to mention the Coddle, who's basically a core at this point. Almost ahead in net worth. The enemy Alchemist as a +5. That is
Absolutely insane.
definitely plugging well.
It's going to be the first set of barracks falling.
Wing?
Over New Land. Jamin's
Jamin
going to go
has
right
rocket
in. They
engine,
want to get this.
top head
He
turret.
has another ult, and Jamin's already gone. Zaddy trying to survive, but the stuns, it's too much. There's no way to survive. 28, falling a little bit low, but Jamin's going to
Oh
go
my
down
God.
again. Now suddenly Levito's the only one able to buy back. Goblin
Lol
Fiend
comes
can
out
do
as
nothing
they
but
all-
save wall.
Yeah, they got
GG
one shot
call
at
for
that
Jamin.
GG is called.
Bring me the lamp. They show up to WLDL and they 2-0 their first series. Very well executed by this team.
Very, very impressed by their performance today. That was a very commanding series. Both games didn't feel like they ever dropped the ball. And it's the same thing, like a little bit more solo pickoffs this game from H1, but in the end, the death ball from Bring Me the Lamp this game is just way too strong, and there just wasn't a response. It's completely outdrafted this time around.
Yeah. Yeah, Bring Me the Lamp. They saw the vulnerability in the H1 draft. They saw what they could do with magic damage in this game. And they 100% made it happen. MVP. Shaza's line at a glance looks really good again. But I think, especially between the two games, I have to give it to a 10, 3, and 30 Coddle. MH Logion, the Keeper of the Light. Did they actually manage to sneak past the Alchemist in the end?
They did in the end by 900 gold. Jesus
like,
fucking Christ,
obviously,
dude.
the base gold always throws things off, but like, come on, it's an Alchemist, and that's a position 5.
I don't think I've ever seen an Alchemist put down this hard before. And
yeah,
I don't know. The Revenant's Breach was a cook. Didn't work. Unlucky.
Yeah, I definitely see the idea behind it. I think
it just didn't work in practice.
Yeah, I think in a game where you're further ahead, it's a good idea to like immediately have the answer to the Muerta. But I think where you're playing more from behind like this, there are other things that are more pressing to answer than the like 6 seconds where you can't hit the Muerta. Because I think at the end of the day, we didn't see a lot of time where the Alchemist was actually able to use that Revenant.
Yeah. It feels like by the time he got it, he had one opportunity to use it, ran out of mana, and then every other time he just kept getting one shot before he could really put it to use. And I mean, just Bring Me the Lamp draft was just that much better, I feel. It's kind of hard to find an answer to that game.
Yeah. This is, I mean, both of these teams are certainly going to be fun teams to watch throughout the season. Bring Me the Lamp, though, really showing up as a team that is going to be worth keeping an eye on as things go forward. It looks like the other series that was going on has also wrapped up. So I think that's where we're gonna call it for our night here.
Yeah. What's the time there now? Like Eastern time?
It's like just past midnight Eastern.
Oh, nice.
12:05.
Good timing.
Yeah.